Baby, let's get high. I don't mean the jokes, baby, I mean off the vibe.
We're done with Fashion Nova.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm so cringy when it comes to intros, but I know what y'all came for. Y'all seen that title of the most problematic fast fashion industries in the world, Fashion Nova. Now, I'm gonna start off by saying I applied to Fashion Nova because I needed the coin, as you may know, or as you may not know. I recently moved to Los Angeles, California. I was not able to transfer both of my jobs. So I needed like a supplement income because again, it's LA, it's expensive as fuck. So I'm going to keep it a bean. I'm not really going to like go in depth about how I got hired. I'm strictly going to be telling you every little detail of why I did not like working for Fashion Nova. I want to say, one, Fashion Nova is very fucking cheap. When it comes to break, they want you to work, tooth and nail. They want you to work down to the bone. They want you to work until you have to fucking take vitamins because you are in so much pain. But they do not want you to have a break. When you work a 9-hour shift, you never work a 9-hour shift. And that means like when you work a 9-hour shift, expect to work like 6.5 out of those 9 hours, because when you work 9 hours and up, you're supposed to get 2 10s in an hour break. They don't want to keep giving you breaks. They want you to work. So they will cut your hours so you can only get one break, 30 and a 10, or just a 10, because sometimes you don't even get your full break, which I thought was really fucking cheap and weird of Fashion Nova. One thing I will say about the hiring process though, well, not the hiring process, but orientation. One red flag that I noticed that I should have picked up on, the non-disclosure form was literally this fucking thick. You see my hands, it was like this fucking thick. And it basically was saying like, Fashion Nova can tap into your audio to see what you're talking about. Fashion Nova can basically listen in on your conversations, which is cringy as fuck to me. I do not approve. Think that's appropriate. I understand that you have cameras surveilling, the store or whatever, which is normal, but for you to tap into our conversations, that's weird as fuck. Basically they had us sign this form stating every last hobby that we do outside of Fashion Nova. So basically if we have our own clothing line, or if we are creating a makeup line, or if we have any like hobbies that can conflict with Fashion Nova outside of working, then they can terminate us on the spot. So if I have like an up and coming fashion line and I need to sustain a check until I get on my feet, you're gonna fire me? Like, that shit is so whack. Like, it was giving me medieval times new hire orientation. Like, it was so back in the day, old school, how many papers we had to go through, how much readings just had to do. Like, it was just a lot, and a lot of lawyer talk. It sounds like this company was sued before. Like, people working for this company has sued them, or there was legal shit involved, because everything was kind of like legally related, like lawsuits against management and lawsuits, like it was just a mess. But yeah, so yeah, back to the breaks. I did not like how like we would be working tooth and nail to the bone and we will only get a 10-minute break. Working 6 hours or more, you should definitely get a 30-minute break. I definitely don't think that was legal. I remember having to sign a paper regarding breaks. I really should look at what the fuck I signed more often. But yeah, it was just so odd how they did breaks, and it was kind of sad because it's like, dude, you guys are $100 million plus company, even more. They're probably almost at the billions, and you don't want to make sure your employers are like comfortable. All right, so reason number 2 why I did not fuck with Fashion Nova and why I quit after 2 weeks. Basically management. That's no surprise. It's one manager who was so fucking rude. I'm gonna call her Peach because she had like peach fuzz, like a dark ass mustache, but it was like coming in like fuzzy. So I'm gonna call her Princess Peach. It's kind of cute. But yeah, she was just so fucking rude and so mean. And it's crazy because I came in very humble, very nice, but it's like sometimes you can't be nice to people. It was just this one manager who was so rude, so fucking mean. And I'm just like, what is wrong? Like, I don't get it. You could ask her a simple question and she'd make you feel stupid for asking that question. That's how she came across. And it's like, you don't want to work a job where you feel like you're bothering management for asking simple questions, especially as a new associate. It was just very rude. And mind you, she wasn't even the fucking store manager. Like, you are not even top tier. Who the hell are you talking to like that, You know, she was so mean, and it wasn't even just to me. The streets are talking, Fashion Nova, and allegedly this person, this Princess Peach, has been getting under the skin of other associates and has been, you know, making other associates emotional, and I really hate that. I know what it feels like to break down mentally when you're at a job because you're in a toxic environment. So yeah, she was very rude. Now, I don't want to say rude management because I actually was there for such a short amount of time. I didn't get to have those interactions with all the management, but there was 2 managers that were bitches, period. One was more bitchy than the other just because I didn't really interact with the other one, but the other manager that I did interact with, she was a bitch. One, Princess Peach, she was just, I don't know why she was such a bitch, and she looked like she was like my age. So I don't know if she thought, you know, oh, I work for Fashion Nova, I'm that bitch, but you're not that bitch. The unprofessionalism of the company itself. Like, there was an instance where a manager basically came out and said, you know, if y'all got attitudes, y'all can go home because we're not really making, you know, the money that we need to be making. So therefore, you can clock out and go home because I'm not dealing with it. Don't be mad because y'all put all this money into this new store and it's not getting the traffic that you want. You know, management at Fashion Nova was not good at working under pressure, explaining and handling situations when, you know, the team needs extra help. Like, if you would ask them questions again, you know, for the second time, it'd be an issue, and I just don't understand that. You know, if you are in management, you should want to level up your team. No question is a dumb question. Working at Fashion Nova, managers definitely made you feel stupid and just dumb for asking a question. I was asked to clean off stains off these pants and put them back on the floor. I'm just like, that is disgusting. Just so crazy. I was handed a wet wipe and was told, you know, oh, clean up these pants. And I'm just like,
that doesn't make no sense. My man.
There was a situation to where a visual asked me to carry a mannequin. Now, I'm a team player, so even though I'm skinny as fuck, I'm literally a week thin, I'm dissolving into the air, I am air, I can barely support my own body weight, let alone support a heavy ass mannequin, still sucked it up and went to go carry it, but I couldn't. So I broke it down, and one of my co-workers helped me take the other piece, and you know, we walked to the front of the store. Here goes the visual. Why are you breaking down the mannequins? I looked at him just like this. I said, because it's heavy, can't carry it. And he said, you can't carry it? Well, why didn't you tell me? Why the fuck didn't you get your chunky ass over there and get it your damn self in the first place? Like, I just didn't understand the logic behind, you know, the authority figures in there. Like, if you had authority, they immediately pushed off their work. I don't like how Fashion Nova only gives hours to those who they deem good. Like, it didn't make sense. And it's not what you think. Like, of course, oh, if you're not a good worker, of course you're not going to get hours. But basically, they pick their favorites and put them on a schedule. So if you are not kissing their ass, kissing their mustaches, then you're not getting any hours. Situations where people will be off for the entire week. People will be off for an entire week. I have never heard of that. I have heard of cutting hours, you know, 10, 15 hours you get on a schedule, but to give someone off an entire week, that did not make any sense to me at all. They would have you working, you know, until 11 o'clock and then you're back in there at 7 a.m. It's just like, if you voice your opinion on that, then they have an attitude. Another reason, I just keep going on, the list just goes on and on. Another reason why I really was like not feeling Fashion Nova is because we were doing hella shit that was not in our job description. I read that job description thoroughly, and it did not say I will be carrying 80-pound plus boxes, lifting, moving. Like, it did not say any of that. There was a point in time where they even wanted me to climb this like 8-foot ladder to like take tape off of the mirrors and shit. And I literally, like, that's when I put my foot down. I was like, I'm not doing that. And then the girl, Peach Fuzz was like, okay, well, that's fine. You can just go lift those boxes. Like, she had an attitude. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, like, we would just be doing hella shit and people were in so much pain. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, this does not feel right. I called the fuck out, okay? I called out the next day that I came in and I was helping, you know, in the men's store, and it was just, you know, lift this, lift that, push this, push that. This is men telling me to do this, a man. So I was just like, okay, so I did what I had to do. But I don't think I returned after that. I put in my 2 weeks. I emailed Fashion Nova because they have this thing where you cannot call them, which is fucking stupid. You have to email them if you have any issues. So I said, this is a letter of resignation and it is effective immediately. I will not be returning. Good luck with the new store, period. Fashion Nova is not a huge store retail-wise. 5 stores in LA, so maybe my store was just bad. But I mean, Fashion Nova doesn't really get a lot of business in the store. I mean, why the fuck would you come into the store when the online sales are way better? Like, you get 40% off damn near every other damn day. They're not making money. They're cutting hours. They're treating their workers like shit, and they're making up their own rules, and they're trying not to give us breaks whenever they can. They try to cut our hours so we don't have to get a break. So basically we're just working, and then we get sent home. Would I recommend Fashion Nova? Absolutely the fuck not. Even gonna get that many hours, sis. So you might as well go try to apply to somewhere else where you will get the proper coin, where you will get the proper acknowledgement. That's another thing, acknowledgement. Like, you can be doing everything right and they'll find something to nitpick and say that you did wrong. Asking them, you know, how did I do? They'll say, oh, well, you know, this could have been better. And it's just like, you know what? I quit. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be making more videos and more content. So much. Bye-bye.